Hi, I'm Gary. Gary's Water Marketplace here on a morning in November talking about Kentucky whiskey. No, Colorado whiskey?
Colorado whiskey.
Indeed.
Man,
Yeah.
so this is Jesse, founder of Tin Cup.
Founder of Tin Cup and also founder of Stranahan's.
And you're Rob, and you're the distiller
Correct. Yep. Master Distiller Stranahan's.
for everything.
Not for Tin Cup, just for the Stranahan's.
See, which is why I thought I was going to Kentucky this morning because that's what I was told, right? But now I realize I'm in the newest whiskey country in the world, which is Colorado.
Colorado. Well,
How'd that happen?
it kind of happened by circumstance. I had a neighbor's barn catch on fire, and he was just opened Flying Dog Brewery. Started talking to him, and that's where the name Stranahan's came from. George Stranahan had Flying Dog Brewery, and I said, George, I'll move next door to your brewery, and you can make a mash for me. And George says, I don't know if that's a good idea. And I said, George, we'll name that whiskey Stranahan's. He says, you know what, that's a pretty damn good idea. So that was kind of how Stranahan's got started, is we were using 100% barley mash made by a craft brewer that piped it over to us, and then that took off part of our infrastructure.
So that's a very unique thing. So it's 100% mash from one brewer.
Yeah,
And
and
all-
100% malted barley.
100% malted barley, 100% new wood.
Yes.
Used once.
Right.
Correct.
So that makes it really a unique product.
Right.
And that's this.
That's the Stranahan's.
Should we taste it?
I think we should.
Yeah.
So we
absolutely.
could. So as we're going, I need to be drinking, talking to you guys.
And you know, the general rule, if you're going to talk about whiskey, you got to have a little whiskey in you. So that's how we like to start anyway. So what we got here is again, this is American single malt. So you know, if we were in Scotland, it'd be considered like a single malt Scotch, but we do it our own way. American.
But then
single
our
malt.
accent would be totally different. I
It'd
wouldn't
be
understand
it'd
a
be
word.
It'd be
they
a lot more
said.
fun, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Especially the drunker we got. But with the American single malt, it's 100% malt barley, 94 proof. We do everything from grain to bottle at the distillery in Denver. So you're going to get, with your single barrel, actually, it's different than our regular Stranahan. Stranahan's original is 2, 3, 4, and 5-year-old barrels.
This is our barrel.
Correct. Yeah.
So
that's
how
our
many
single barrel.
bottles of these are produced?
About 240 bottles out of a
And
barrel.
where can you get all these bottles?
Gary's.
Gary's Water
Yeah,
Marketplace.
there you go.
Where else could you go?
Just make sure we're all. So
Yeah.
so you guys came in and we tasted 3 or 4 samples.
Correct. Yep.
Of an individual barrel. We picked it, and you
you-
guys bottled it just for us. Does it have my
Correct.
picture on the bottle?
It's got your name on it.
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah, fair enough.
I got to tell you, first off, you smell. You know, I taste and smell a lot more wine, but the aromatics are fantastic.
Absolutely, yeah.
You get the caramelly and it's
A little vanilla.
vanilla, but it's also almost a texture in my mouth.
Well, that mouthfeel, we don't chill filter the whiskey, so that's why you kind of get that viscosity,
Okay.
a nice kind of buttery mouthfeel with our whiskey.
That's good. We got to keep moving on. What are we
Yeah.
going to taste next?
Well, I think while we're into the single malts, we should go for the Diamond Peak.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Diamond Peak is strictly 4-year-old. So your single barrel, that's a 3-year-old. The original is 2, 3, 4, and 5. Diamond Peak is strictly 4. So we'll
this
try
is-
that.
The nose is completely different.
Yeah, it's same malt barley, with just a little bit different level of maturation in the barrel.
So, what am I smelling that's different? What am I smelling?
I get almost darker chocolate
Yeah.
notes. A little bit of like dark chocolate, almost like cocoa nibs. I mean, you can even see the color difference here when you look at the the
It's definitely
whiskey
it's
side by side.
darker. It's definitely darker than my barrel, which has
Right.
one less bottle to sell.
Right.
So people
Right,
gotta hurry up.
right. You get a lot more of the oak, which I love. I just love anything that's been in a barrel.
Oak, but it's not sweeter.
No.
It's almost a little richer, a little bit more velvet almost in the mouth, if you
Yeah.
know what I mean. And is this also 94?
Correct. That's
Because
also
it-
94 proof.
It doesn't taste hot. It doesn't. You don't get
No.
any of that. I think
Yeah.
it's really, really good.
You know, and one of the interesting ways how we mature our barrels, because of the high climate we are in Colorado. It's dry. We keep our barrel house 70 degrees, 45% humidity, so the barrels are working 24 hours a day. So you're going to get a lot longer level of maturity.
And you're using Colorado water.
Correct.
So
Eldorado
you-
Springs water.
So you're very high in Colorado.
Most people are.
You've got the water. So these are things that can't be duplicated anywhere else. That's where I'm going. You know,
Absolutely.
it's-
You
so-
can't duplicate the water.
No. Can we go tin cup now?
We can go right to Tin Cup. Tin Cup is a totally different animal. This is the
Look, I could just drink out of the cup.
well, that's kind of what it's designed for. If you're going to be out in the woods and you didn't want to pack a case of Budweiser on your back, you could throw a bottle of that.
Do I look like I spent any time in the woods? Really?
In your saddlebags. Well, you know.
Do I look like I have saddlebags?
Maybe tailgating.
All right.
Yeah, all right. But Tin Cup is the little brother to Stranahan, so we had to figure out how we could make this and have it be affordable. So we went to some good friends in Indiana, corn country, and we said, "Hey, would you make this new secret recipe that we have, which is
Will you tell me what's in it?
2/3 corn, 1/3 rye."
Okay.
That's the way they used to
Made
make.
secret.
That's the way they used to make whiskey. But what we do is we put our own finish on it. So we ship that out, and it's expensive to do it, but we ship that out to Colorado, where we cut it with Colorado water, and then we spice it with a little bit, like putting salt and pepper on a steak. We spice it with a little bit of Stranahans at the end. So on your taste, you're going to get corn right up front.
Right, you get the corn.
And then you're going to get a little bit of that spice of the rye in the middle bit, and then you're going to get the softness of the barley, just like Stranahan's was soft, to smooth that out.
For me, I get the spice comes through. You know,
Yeah,
you definitely know it's corn based, or that there's a lot of corn.
It's
involved.
almost like sweet and savory.
That's a great way to put it, because I get that in the nose. You get the corn in the nose and the corn in that first sip, but then I get a nice spiciness to
Yeah.
it. And then the finish is beautiful.
Yeah,
also, this is not 94, is it?
No, this is 84.
Yeah. So you can tell it's also a little bit lighter in style,
Right.
but also great.
Yeah, very
whiskey.
approachable.
And now I have a little Rocky Mountain High going on for the morning. It's a great way.
That's what we're
Whiskey for
trying
breakfast.
trying to
Okay.
give you something that satisfies your palate.
Well, I'm going to get on my horse, and I'm going to take this, and I'm putting it in this saddlebags. I'm going to get my hat on, and I'm going to go to a tailgate party. All right,
Perfect.
gentlemen?
There you go.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much for
Gary.
coming to New Jersey.
Cheers.
It's
Thanks,
great
Gary.
to see you. Cheers. One more shot. Cheers.
Okay, cheers.